Hey guys, it's Audra. Welcome to day 6 of 30 videos in 30 days. So today's video is going to be a little bit different because I know I talk a lot about like eating disorders and people who need to gain weight, but actually there's a ton of people who contact me and who watch my channel who need to lose weight. So today and then tomorrow, maybe the next day, and maybe for a little while in this series, I'm going to be talking a lot about weight loss, okay? Because yes, a lot of people do need to lose weight. Like at one point I needed to lose a lot of weight, and I'll tell you guys how I actually did that. But I want to be there to help people who need to gain weight and then lose weight, because not everyone needs to gain weight and not everyone needs to lose weight. It all depends on your situation. So if you have like an eating disorder or whatever, like you don't need to lose any weight, don't worry about it. Like don't worry about this video, don't worry about these next few videos, whatever. But for those of you who really need help with losing weight, I'm going to do some videos on that. So today I'm going to talk about how I gained 65 pounds. I've talked about this a little bit, and I've also have it in my ebook that I have out. You can check the information below. But basically what happened was I went on a diet, okay? The diet was a low carb diet, and I thought it was really cool to go on a diet because it was like I was in high school and all my friends were doing it, and we were getting ready to go to the beach for spring break, and we were just like, let's go on a diet for whatever reason. Like, and before this I didn't even know like what a diet was. I didn't know what a calorie was. I didn't know anything. I just knew like what I would eat at home, or we'd go out to eat or whatever. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I never had like a weight problem before that. Like, it was just, food was just food. I started on this diet, and basically I was eating very, very low carb. So I was eating like a lot of chicken, a lot of fish, a lot of vegetables, a lot of, you know, like low, like nuts and seeds and stuff like that. So just a lot of low carb stuff, high protein, high fat. And I instantaneously lost weight. Like, I would weigh myself like every day, and I noticed like, oh my gosh, like I'm losing weight, you know, like this is kind of cool. Like, I never lost weight. I never even weighed myself before. But I thought it was cool. So I started losing weight, and I started exercising more too. So that made me lose even more weight because I was consuming less calories and I was burning more calories. So I was losing a whole lot of weight. So I did this for like 3 months. And we had this like little pact. We said that when we got to spring break that we were no longer going to be on our diet. We were all just going to go out to eat and eat like ice cream and pasta and pizza and just like have fun like it was spring break and that type of thing. And I honestly, like, I thought that's how diets work. Like, I thought you just go on this diet and you lose the weight and then you can go back to eating whatever you want. Like, it's just a matter of getting the weight off first, and then you're good to go. Like, you can go back to eating what you were before. And that's not the case, obviously. So, like, you know, I had dieted down or whatever, been on the super low carb diet, and then on spring break we just went and just ate whatever we wanted to. There was a lot of pizza, there was a lot of ice cream, there was a lot of cake and muffins and cookies and just like tons of very high carb foods. And anytime that you go on a low carb diet and then you start eating carbs again right away, especially in large amounts, you will automatically gain a ton of weight. And now this doesn't mean you're gaining a ton of fat necessarily, but you will see the number on the scale go up because you are retaining water, you're retaining muscle glycogen and stuff like that. And so like within like a day I had gained like 10 pounds, and I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? But I still didn't really worry about it. Like, I was just too busy like having fun. Like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. So after spring break I get back home and I realize like, okay, like when you go on a diet you can't just go on the diet and then like get off the diet whenever you want to and then you're good to go. Like, that's not how it works. You have to like stick with it. So I was like, okay, I'll just go back to my old diet and I'll just lose the weight that I gained, like no big deal. So I started doing that, and then on top of that, like, I found out about the idea of a cheat meal or a cheat day. And basically everybody at my gym where I worked out at was talking about cheat days and stuff, and I had never heard of this term before. I didn't know what that meant. Like, why would you have a cheat day? Like, what's the point? And everybody was explaining to me, they're like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Like, you just totally take a break from your diet and you go eat whatever you want, like, all day long. and just to kind of like give you a break or whatever. And so I was like, okay, that sounds cool, like I'll do that. So that's what I did. Like I started, I would be on a diet all week long, and then when the weekends got here, I would have a cheat day all day Saturday, and sometimes that would spill over into Sunday. So like I have no idea how many calories I was eating or whatever. I didn't even count at the time, but let's say I was eating like, I don't know, 1,500 calories a day or something on my really low calorie, low carb diet during the week. And then on the weekends I would go and have my cheat meal or cheat day, which really was just an all-out binge for 2 days straight. And I was probably eating 5,000 to 10,000 calories like over those 2 days, you know, maybe even more. But I thought it was normal, like, you know, everybody told me that that was normal and eating a cheat meal was good and that kind of thing. So I kept doing this, and obviously if I was eating 1,500 calories a day for 5 days a week, and then for 2 days I was eating like 10,000, that's not gonna equal weight loss, okay? I was in a calorie surplus for the majority of the week, right? I mean, for the majority of the week I was in like a decrease in calories, but then once I went and just binged out on 10,000 or however many it was, that just totally undid everything that I was doing during the week. But I kept doing this, and not only that, but like it got to the point to where I was legitimately hungry on the weekends. Like it wasn't just a cheat meal, it was like, I'm like really, really hungry, because the longer that I had been on that diet, like the longer my body was adapting, like my metabolism was adapting to those lower calories, and I was getting hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. So it was literally just turning into like this yo-yo cycling type of diet. But again, like I had no clue what I was doing. Like I just was following whatever I was reading online or whatever everyone, my gym was telling me and stuff, and so I just kept doing it, and I started gaining weight, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, why am I gaining so much weight? And the reason why was because I was eating so many calories. Like I was restricting and then binging, and then restricting and then binging. And over time, it just kept adding up to calorie after calorie after calorie. And I just kept gaining and gaining and gaining weight. And I couldn't understand it. It was like, I'm on a diet, you know, like I should be losing weight. But I wasn't. I was gaining weight. So I ended up gaining like over 65 pounds within the course of a year. Like it was around 65 pounds over the course of a year, and it was all because I was on a diet, okay? Like that's what happened, and this happens all the time to people. Maybe you are on this yo-yo thing, like maybe you're like me, you try to do your diet during the week, but then like a birthday party comes up, or a wedding, or you know, it's Saturday night and you want to go out to eat or whatever it is, and then you just totally blow your diet. Like you just go from however many low calories you're eating during the week to just eating a ton of calories, and you're just eating too much. Like that's the problem. And not only, like, the problem isn't so much that you're eating too much, that is what's causing the weight gain, but even more than that is, why were you eating so much? You were eating so much because you weren't eating enough during the week, okay? So this will be the tip that I give in this video for weight loss, is that when you lose weight, like when I lost the weight that I did when I went on that first diet, I should have gone about it very slowly, okay? And I should not have cut my calories and my carbs like I did. Like I should not have done that, because your body is going to adapt to whatever you do to it. If you give it very low calories, it will adapt to that. Your hormones will stop working as well, your energy, your thought processes, everything will adapt to the lower amount of calories. So you don't want to drop your calories super low, or you're gonna have issues. That's my number one tip. Like if you're trying to lose weight, you want to lose as slowly as possible. Like I know some people say 1 pound a week is healthy. I would go even slower than that, to be really honest with you, especially if you don't have a lot of weight to lose. You know, the more, like the heavier that you are, the more weight that you can lose quicker. But when you start getting down to like your goal weight or whatever, and you maybe only have like 5 or 10 pounds left to lose, you want to lose those very slowly. And if you lose them slowly, number one, you have a way better chance of keeping that weight off in the long run, because it's not going to be like this rebound thing like it was for me, where your body's just like, oh my gosh, I'm starving, like please feed me, let's go eat. And you also, that gives your body time and gives your mind time to have like to make better habits and stuff. Because if you do like one of these quick fix diets where it takes you 2 weeks to lose 10 pounds, those 2 weeks are going to fly by and you're not going to create any good habits or whatever. But if it takes you, 6 months to lose 10 pounds, then over those 6 months, like, you've gotten used to eating healthy, making good decisions, like exercising in a good way, like your body and your hormones and everything can keep up with the weight loss, and it's just a better experience both for your mind and your body. Because remember, anything that is super extreme from a weight loss perspective for your body is going to send it into like crazy stress mode, and you don't want to do that. That's what's going to cause you to end up binging and end up restricting again and then binging, and then you're going to gain weight and you're going to be miserable and you won't be able to get out of that cycle. So that's my tip, like lose very, 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 very slowly. The slower the better. That's how I gained the weight, and I'll talk more about that whole thing tomorrow, but I just wanted to start off with that. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Again, if you have an eating disorder and you're watching this and you're scared of gaining weight, like you need to gain weight, especially if you're underweight, I highly encourage you to get my book. It will help you more than anything. All the information is below. There's a 15% discount. So that's that. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.